We're at Autodesk University 2009 edition here in Las Vegas. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Graveline, host of Into Tomorrow. Thanks for joining us on AU Virtual. Our guest in this segment is Brian Mathews, Vice President of Autodesk Labs. Hey, Brian, welcome to AU. How are you?
Great. Thanks, Dave.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. I remember having you on the radio broadcast last year here at this event as well and learned some pretty cool stuff. First thing out of the box, though, what is Labs? What do you guys do?
Well, Autodesk Labs is a place where we take new technologies that are available, but they're not yet practical, and we get our customers involved in maturing those products so that they can be turned into real practical things that could be used. So we take new technology and really involve our customers in their development.
I like that whole maturing the product thing. It's a whole lot better than just bringing it to market. You know, that sounds so common, but maturing the product has a whole lot more element involved.
Certainly, and what do you mature? Out of all the great ideas, all the great R&D that happens in a company of our size, you know, where do you put the investment? And so rather than have some product manager try and guess, why not have the customer give us that feedback?
Well, what's new then at Autodesk Labs? I know you're always working on fun things.
We are. I'd say there's a bunch, but there's a theme, and the theme would be the democratization of design. If you look at the price points for tools that would enable a common consumer to do design, that has come down dramatically. And we're at the point now where Autodesk really services the professional designer. But those designs can be further customized to the individual, to the consumer, by giving design tools, simpler versions of design tools to the consumers themselves.
Now, would Product Showroom be one of those examples?
That's a great example. Project Showroom is a product that allows you to visualize, let's say, your kitchen or your dining room or different parts of your house and try out different decoration options with that. So, you know, if I have my kitchen, should I use this stainless steel option, or should I use the black or the wood grain refrigerator? How will it look if I change the paint color of the flooring relative to that refrigerator? And so you can visualize all this. And what we're really using is behind the scenes, using a lot of computer design, you know, CAD data, rich CAD data, and bringing all of that information right into a visualization that's consumer oriented.
Now, how cool is that for a consumer to be able to do these kinds of things and right away perhaps work on the spouse approval factor as well as the whole family deciding on something? You know, we're going to redo the kitchen. What do you all think? Or it may just be mom says, no, I got it. But either way, the consumer is able to do this and really visualize it all.
Yeah, to the consumer, they see what looks like a virtual photograph. I mean, it's photographic quality, but they're rendered images that are actually computer generated on the fly. The consumer doesn't know it, but there's over 2,000 CPUs that work in parallel, a supercomputer that renders these images in 4 seconds. And, you know, your grandmother can sit there and try these different paint color options not knowing that they're operating a supercomputer. They just see a photograph. It's like looking at the IKEA catalog, except the pictures aren't static.
And that's true. You can make those changes on the fly.
Totally dynamic.
Love this, don't like that so much, make a change, and it's all happening there.
Right.
So this, of course, is all headquartered at Autodesk then. This is not something that a consumer's buying a piece of software to do this.
No, this is based on the web, and this is another thing. So not only is, you know, having a supercomputer in the cloud and having web-based design enable the consumer to access design, but, you know, you've got the ability to do that with the data as well. So you've got the professionals making these refrigerator designs and using the web to deliver that to the desktop. So it isn't an app; it's a web-based application.
Now, when we had you on the radio show here last year, we talked about Dragonfly, which was very cool. This sounds a little bit like that. How does Project Showroom relate to what you're doing with Dragonfly?
Okay, so again, if you think of our customer is the professional, the one designing the refrigerator, the oven, the stove, the microwave, that content can get syndicated multiple ways. One is Showroom for visualization, but another is if you want to lay out your kitchen, you need floor plans, you need to do some blueprints. You can do that in Dragonfly. That is another web-based application. It lets you lay out your floor plan, and it uses the same syndicated content. So if you have a Decor refrigerator or a Genair oven, that content coming right out of the CAD product goes into Dragonfly and lets you lay out your kitchen in a floor plan view.
And I can imagine now some good product placement opportunities here, too, for company manufacturers of these appliances to say, we want in because we want them to think about GE appliances or Whirlpool or what have you.
Absolutely. That is the business model. So the trend is this democratization, access to design, but I think there's another trend here, which is really about mobile, when you think of mobile devices. So the Apple iPhone, we came out with an application called Sketchbook Mobile. There's been over 1 million downloads of that thing so far. It's only been out a couple of weeks. And that content now can be syndicated right down to your handheld. You can be in a store and take things like Dragonfly and Showroom and have them be right at the point of use where you're about to purchase something. Or you take Sketchbook and you can be in the field and sketch in a very user-friendly, artistic way, conceptual sketching. And there's another thing called Augmented Reality, where you can take the real world and real-world video on your iPhone and then overlay on top of it computer graphics imagery that corresponds to the real world. So think of the ultimate stud finder. You can look behind your walls and see what's inside of them.
Wow, very cool. Now, is it in fact your walls? Are you able to see your kitchen and how it might look, or are we not quite at that point yet?
Well, you would take, for augmented reality, you'd take your camera and video your kitchen. So you're looking at your kitchen through your video camera. But what we can do is add things into the room that aren't there yet. So if you wanted to put that stool or that new table, we can take that design data, that table, and overlay it on top of live video in perspective, rendered properly, so it looks like it's part of the room, even though you haven't purchased that table yet.
Pretty cool stuff. Now, this iPhone app, is this something that is free to all who have iPhones, or is there a charge involved for this one?
Well, of all the things I mentioned that are real, the augmented reality one is one that's still under development. So we've been showing off some prototypes of it on the website and so on, but that's one where we're still working with our professional customers to develop that further.
Gotcha. But some of the other things easily downloaded as apps, and right away as consumers we can use them and see some pretty cool things going on.
That's right.
And all from Autodesk Labs. More neat things happening on a regular basis. Is this the first consumer application that you guys have?
No. Besides Dragonfly and Showroom, there's another one, Project Cooper, which is, again, it is not a web-based app. It's a desktop application for people who want a little bit more power, kind of the prosumer, the professional consumer who wants to do simplified floor plan layouts or any kind of drafting.
Terrific. Well, Brian, you're a delight to chat with. I can see why we not only had you on the radio show, but had to make you part of AU Virtual. Thanks very much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Dave.